Good morning. Almost Happy New Year. Uh, got me all bundled up today. It's a little cooler than normal here. It's like 50. So sorry if I look like I'm dressed for bear, but that's just the price you pay sometimes for getting situated. Out here lighting me up a Western field. This is probably my best lighting lamp. You can see it's sometimes she's a little smoky though. But also new to this, so forgive me for that. Or not, blast me in the comments, who cares? It's like, I did get some awesome gifts from Santa this year, so now I have a computer and I've got a tripod. No microphone yet, microphone's in the works, but it's all coming together, so. Give this guy a few pumps, see if we can't get it to. Might just be a little low. Just a little low. So anyway, fixing to go clear some trees and debris in the yard, and I just kind of felt like making another quick video. I don't post as often as I feel like I should, but at the same time, hardly anybody watches, so missed but not sorely missed. If that makes sense. I hope you had a great holiday. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Got to spend time with loved ones. Got to go to a good church service or a nativity event. You know, some places do that. I'm not super picky about most of those things. I like to get out and spend time with family and loved ones, and you know, it's all good. So, any hoozle. One of my buddies used to say, worked in the automotive industry with me, and real good mechanic. You know, like all of us, we're just out there trying to do our best. So, had to put my cord on my Raycon earbuds. Which maybe those will turn into a speaker of sorts. I don't know. Last time I tried recording with it, I don't know if it was because I only had one in or because I was so close to the phone that it still picked up my audio, or because it was a, you know, technically a Raycon thing that it was like, that doesn't matter to us. But, so, well, I did see a post in the comments that someone would like to see reactions to things, you know, maybe opinions on stuff. So I don't know if it was a few videos ago, but I'd like to think that it was within the past couple of months. Gonna be more Bible content coming, of course. Hopefully some more car content soon. Got to get the rig set up, and by rig I mean very cheap, basic stuff. So don't think I'm like some, I'm balling on a budget. Fixed income life, no big deal. Look at that, huh? Love these guys. They go over your ear, not in your ear, so you can still hear people talk and hear your music. It's like the best of both worlds if you're a person like me. I don't listen to big bassy stuff all the time, so it's nice to have that kind of contrast, if you will. But furthermore, so one of the things I was thinking about last night, because I was just super, glued to my YouTube as I normally am, probably like most, I guess you could call it content creators loosely, but I'm gonna say folks that use YouTube, because I know there's probably some 10-year-old out there that absolutely wallops me with their ability to post content regularly. But so it had to do with all this Somali fraud, loan money kind of stuff. And I think the key word in all of that is fraud. A lot of people get hung up on whose name it is behind the fraud. But if fraud's found, it should be called out for what it is. And, debts should be paid, consequences for actions. And there's no way in my mind at all that our sermon this Sunday from Pastor John was very good, as always. But one of the things that stuck out to me that I know was maybe a hot topic for him, and it wasn't based on anything I'm talking about. I'm just adding that in as, I guess, the reason to why it struck me so firm, is that your leaders are going to be bad. The people in charge are not going to do your will. Voted in elected officials, they like to, kind of lobby on or request you vote for them by saying good key choke points, things that affect you directly in your life. And then when they get in, it's like they're not doing anything that I want to see. How did that person ever get the power? Or the people that are there that you don't vote for, how did their constituents vote them in? When you see things like Chevron leaving California, do you think a major gas organization in a state that's charging, $6 a gallon for regular gas, $7 for premium in some places? I mean, it's as low as $4 and change in some areas, but and to charge your electric car is the equivalent cost. It's $4, $5, $6. Even if you fast charge, in some instances, it can get even higher than gas costs to charge your electric vehicle. So, you're losing on the front and the back. I don't believe in climate change and global warming and all those things. I feel like, the earth's going to do whatever the earth's going to do. God says it in the Bible that it's still going to be here for 1,000 years after the return of Christ. So, my perspective is, I'm not saying go out and, destroy the planet or anything, or, don't recycle or don't do any of those things. If it makes you feel good and you feel like that those processes and controls in your life are, they make you feel comfortable in the decisions you make, then go for it, But for me, I try to be a good steward to my area. Like I said, I'm fixing to go chop down a bunch of vines and small trees and stuff to clear out room for a garage, and I don't feel any kind of way about it. They're in my way and I got to move them. I'm sure there's things in your life that are in your way and you want to move them, so take that for what it is. But to kind of get back on topic here a little bit, don't act so surprised that people are stealing your money. Everybody wants your money. I'm a huge Ford fan. I've got I'm staring at 3 Fords, 2 F-150s, and an Explorer. They all have V8s, so uh, do not feel for one moment that Ford doesn't want their comeuppance on that when you purchase a vehicle. They want to be paid for making you a product, and that's across the world, not just me personally, everybody. If they sell a car, Toyota, Nissan, Tesla, Bufori, look that one up, you thank me later, Bugatti, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Lexus, which I guess is still Toyota, but Chevy, Dodge, Chrysler. Um, everybody's out to get your dollar. So you make money, it's already taxed. Wow, that's wild. You went out and worked for a company, right? You sacrificed something, blood, sweat, and tears, mind, thought, and analysis, education, training, and development, whatever it is that you put your time and energy into. And, God says that, there's going to be people that take advantage of you. We were just finishing up Ephesians talking about putting on the entire armor of God, which I spoke about, uh, videos ago. And, it said to do that daily. And that's because every single day when you wake up, you're going to be put in harm's way. The devil is out to get you. And the devil could be people trying to take more of your money than they should, you throwing money away that you shouldn't, or you spending your money unwisely. There's only some basics that folks need to survive on, food, water, shelter, those are usually the main things. Modern day life in America, at least, transportation's probably a good part of the budget for most folks. And you can go spend, 40, 50, 60, $100,000 on a car, and you can pay that big bill, or you can go buy cheapy and buy tools and learn to work on it. You'll definitely get more satisfaction from one than the other. I do understand folks live in certain areas that maybe don't accommodate having a garage and a whole bunch of tools and being able to take a car down to work on it for a little while. I ain't gonna tell you how to live your life, wouldn't pretend to. I like to live in an area where I have room to breathe. Beautiful countryside. You can see the reflection on my windows that, there's not a building around, there's not a structure in front of me, as far as the eye can see. Mostly because there's trees, and I like the trees. So, minus the ones I'm gonna go hack up in a minute and make a bigger hole in my yard, but I'm really just trying to square my property off because I want to use it, and I can't with trees there. So, again, it's not like I'm just chopping them down because I think trees are stupid. I'm chopping them down so I can put a garage up. Furthermore, so fraud in Minnesota has to start from the top. The legislators, the senators, the congressmen and women, the governors, right? All those people put things in place, and if you think for a minute that those folks are any more equipped or fitted against corruption than you are, you may be fooling yourself, you may not. Hopefully you're a good person doing the right things for the right reasons, the right way. But, there's people out there that don't care about you. There's people that, again, want every single thing that you have at the cost of, if they could just keep you going, not kill you, not homeless you, but just keep you going so that you're making money, so you're paying them, right? The little people pay the big people. That's how economies work. Somebody's in charge of it all, and the folks you vote in that make, the Walmarts of the world, the BPs, Chevrons, Tesla, any of those manufacturers we talked about, any food distributors, train rail companies, power companies, water companies, it's a business, and you need to be wise to that. You need to think logically, like, I wonder why they're so worried about my money. Because they want it, and they want not some of it, they want all of it. The goal is kind of like, I heard somebody say it about California, it's death by 1,000 cuts. They're not trying to just come in and swoop all of your money away. They want you to feel like your money's going somewhere good. Your money is going to pay somebody to do something that is for good, and that you're like, maybe I could afford to pay 50% taxes on every single thing, and not be bothered, with my quality of life. And you're a fool for thinking that. Those people are gonna ruin your dollar, waste your dollar, and they're not gonna spend it the way that you want it spent. So I would say less taxes out, and then you go be the charitable patron that you consider yourself to be, and you put your money where your mouth is. You go do a roadside cleanup, you go do volunteer work in town or in a city. Um, Donate clothes, food. Time is the biggest investment. Most people don't want to volunteer time. Some of you have more time than others. I see a lot of our senior citizens and communities just out there working and working and working, and I'm thinking, like, man, when I was little, all I got to see about was these people saying, when I retire, I'm going to go live the good life. And, they're door greeters at Walmart, they're, you know, waiters at restaurants, they're cooks at, Waffle Houses, they're mechanics at shops. I mean, the American dream for most isn't going to be it isn't going to be the same dream that you've dreamed up. Okay, so don't take it as a knock. I do feel like anybody can reach their goals, but you have to compromise along the way and sacrifice. And I've made a lot of bogus money decisions in my life, and I feel like I'm in a really good spot, but I still live paycheck to paycheck. I still struggle with the little things. I did 21 years of military service. You get out and you no longer work for the government. It's like, I don't really know what to do with all this extra time on my hands, and most of it is wasted. I'm trying to, as we say in the military, turn to on that and change the direction that I'm going, and up my game a little bit, doing more community things, staying involved with my church, volunteering time, having good friend groups, speaking to people, trying to encourage others to do well, and to enjoy the parts of life that you should enjoy, and then to run away from those things in life that you shouldn't be wasting your time or money or energy or effort on. And there's a lot. So again, don't worry about your leadership. We know they stink and they're all very bad. If you hate Trump or your government or your governor or your senators or congressmen and women, next time there's a ballot, get out there, get learned up, and go vote. I don't care who you vote for. I am a realistic person. I know that most people out there have different opinions on all sorts of things. If I talk about 5 things in a video, if I talk about leadership, financial issues, gas crisis, company corruption, environmental stuff, right? Five little things that I talked about in just this short video, and just touched on, right? Didn't get into big long speeches. I'm not standing up on top of my house screaming at the world, you need to do this. It's just me being me over here in little old nowhere. That at least I bet I wouldn't have a hard time finding 40 to 60% of the people that will ever see this video complain about one of those 5 things at least. I'd say maybe close to 80% of the people not complain differently about one of those 5 things that I complained about. And I would almost say that 2 to 3 of those things would be 50%. And I understand that. I get it. I'm not butthurt about none of it. I feel the way I feel, not asking you to. I do feel like there's a lot of common sense things that people should just be like, that's common sense. I don't have any argument with common sense. But that's out the window. I'll put some things, some freshies on the end of it, a little seasoning on the steak, if you will. Being nice to people in public, opening the door for little old ladies, elderly people, women if you're a guy, kids if you're a man, or a woman for that matter. You know, you need to respect folks out there. And I'm talking about little kids that couldn't open the door well for themselves, you know. Say hello to people, wave at people. You pass by somebody on the road, throw them a couple of deuces or give them a soft wave. You see somebody out in the neighborhood, you know, just eyeballing you as you drive by. Hey, how you doing, neighbor? Those little things being better. Slow down while you're driving. Use your blinker before you turn. Don't buy fast food every time you turn around. Learn to cook if you can't. You know, enjoy things, but in moderation. You know, not every day is going to be a brilliant, wonderful day. I mean, you can plan for anything. We just had a wonderful holiday. We didn't plan hardly any of it. All we planned on was people showing up and just trying to, you know, be as fluid as possible, as Bruce Lee would say. Be like water, you know, and try to move rock. We were just, hey, come down and let's just enjoy our time together. And we had a wonderful time because we're not idiots, and we know that if we planned everything, you know, and micromanaged the whole day to the quarter of an hour, that eventually everybody's going to be like, all right, this is just too much. We've done a lot. Let's just all, you know, go take a nap and rally around the Christmas tree later, you know. We had a wonderful time, and we still didn't get to do as much as we wanted to. We got grandparents in multiple states who didn't get to see. My brother's in another state, didn't get to see him. You know, friends all over the country and world, didn't get to see them. Did hear from a lot of them, which is great. But, you know, it always leaves you wanting a little bit. So, again, don't be so hard up on like, I've got to make this perfect, you know. If you're looking for perfection, you'll never make a decision. So, you know, make a decision, make an informed decision, and, you know, take the results. They may be good, they may be bad, but take them. Because if you're always doing it for yourself, or if you're always waiting on the perfect time, there is none. You know, there's never a perfect time to make those big leaps. Ask for a raise, look for a better job, get a certification that's going to move you forward in life, do a little bit more around the house, and help your significant other out with things, picking up, sweeping, dishes, cooking, laundry, whatever it is that you feel like you could do better at. Make an effort, just a little bit every day. Do a little bit more, and my prayer for you is that you'll find peace at the home, and that you will, you know, not try to tear fences down, but mend fences. Make things a little bit better for everybody that you see. You know, there should be proof of salvation without you running around telling everybody like, well, I'm saved by Jesus, why aren't you? It's like, that's not going to turn a lot of people on to Christ. Like, oh, look at these arrogant Christian people running around. It should say, wow, they're doing something different. I like what they're selling, even though they're not really selling anything. They're just doing stuff that I wish that I did, or wish that I was able to do. And it could be as simple as just being a good person. Doing the right thing when you think nobody's looking. There's always somebody watching just about. Our lives are thrown out online, and we're engaged differently all the time. So for you to be guarded against being seen is kind of a moot point. You know, oh, well, I'm just going to go hide in my room and play video games all day, and then your gamer tag is logged online for, you know, 7 hours a day. It's like, you did something for 7 hours, people could see that. Even if you don't think they could, they can. Because it's on the internet, so it's got to be true. Anyway, love you guys. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you're looking forward to having a happy New Year. I promise the videos will get a little bit better. Well, maybe a lot better by your comparison, but for me, they'll get a little bit better. I got a computer, so I'm going to try to edit a video. Not this one. This one's coming at you completely untethered. There'll be no low points, no high points, just a straight video. But I will try to chop them up a little bit. I don't like doing shorts as much because I feel like there's things that get said that take a little bit more time to kind of hash out and come back around to. And then on the other hand, I like shorts because you're going to view a short a lot more. But I'm not making videos for convenience. I'm making them because I feel like these are things that are on my heart that need to get said, and I want to be practical about my application. You know, I want to say things and mean them. Sorry, the wind's whipping up stuff over here, and I want to be able to, you know, kind of be transparent across my way of thinking. And then a short doesn't always capture that. That's why you get such division on shorts with people. It's like, oh, well, this guy did that and that person did this, and I hate them for that. And it's like, you don't know the whole story. It was a short, you know. A 2-second decision could have took hours or days or, you know, months to get involved in at that point to make that situation occur. So don't be so quick to judge and to be mean to other people. I'm not really saying, I don't care what you post from your opinions, because that's all that they are. That's all these are, is my opinions. I'm not saying that I'm right. But you should be nice to everybody. Even people you don't like, you should be nice to them. Nothing will throw off somebody more than going like, I'm mean to you all the time and you're still nice to me. Like, what's your deal? It's like, because it's just, you're just being, you know, whatever the situation is for no reason. It doesn't affect my day. I have more people in my life that are way more important than you are. I'm not gonna let you ruin my day because you believe not liking me is somehow gonna make your day better, because it probably won't. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all those good terms. I threw them in there, so did it right at the end of the video. A short 27 minutes away, and still with no continuity whatsoever, so you're welcome for that. Scrambled brains of the world unite eventually, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. So like I said, I'll get some more content out there. We're gonna do some car stuff, do some Bible stuff, do some more opinions stuff. We'll call it the Cobb Cars, Opinions, Bible. What do you think? Probably don't think much about it. Anyway, we can also thank our non-sponsor, Western Field, for putting out good heat during this video. We can future sponsor the non-sponsored Raycon. Check them out. I love them. I don't care. I would recommend Raycon to anybody looking for a headphone, but story for another day. So God bless you. God bless your family. I ask that the Lord would watch over any of your prayer requests that you have, for healing of body, mending of relationships, financial burdens, physical burdens, spiritual burdens. If you don't know Jesus, ask me in the comments. Ask somebody around you. Go to church. Don't go to church blindly. I would recommend certain churches, but you'd have to ask me for me to tell you about it, because that would be a pretty long answer, and for my reasoning behind it. So don't take things too serious. Don't take them too light. You know, worry about yourself and do the best you can. All right? God bless y'all. Bye-bye.